Okay, so you say money is broken.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So the way money, New Zealand pioneered this in a sense. The idea of 1 to 3% inflation targeting, originally 2% targeting, came out of New Zealand. And that was Roger Douglas and Don Brash put that together, And so effectively our money is engineered at the very least to lose 1 to 3% of its value every year.
And compound.
And it compounds. And actually, prior to that, it's been a lot more. And we've seen that also subsequently, it's been a lot more. The money is designed to lose its value. And this is based on the false premises of Keynesian economics, which is that, well, you need to have inflation, otherwise people won't spend. And this, unfortunately, has led to a lot of the issues we've seen over the last, I would say, 100 years almost, is that people are not able to save. They're not able to put capital away to invest in businesses and things like that because it's going to melt away. They're incentivized to spend it now. And this is why I just saw an article the other day on how, I think it's DoorDash is offering like financing options for like delivery food.
Yeah, I saw someone was buying a burrito over 6 payments as well.
Yeah. And like Afterpay in New Zealand, for example, these kinds of things. It's what it is it's a shorter and shorter time preference. And so you're focusing on the now. And we see this through society, whether it's TikTok or just our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. You can't build for the future anymore because you don't even know like what the inflation rate will be in 2 years. And at a high level, infrastructure projects, like why is it that New Zealand can't get infrastructure right? I would say a lot of it is because it's hard for these companies to plan multi-year projects because of inflation. And that also applies to individuals. How do you plan your life if you don't know what the value of money is going to be in 3 years? So there's, as I said, it was broken, and everything that spawns from that is also broken.
Yeah. So inflation is the thing that's causing it to be broken as such?
Yeah.
Like to put it simply?
Yeah.
So just, I did some slides for a presentation recently and I looked at the 10 grand. So $10,000 general CPI through the RBNZ, Reserve Bank of New Zealand's inflation calculator. In 7 years, 3.6 is the compounded average annual rate of inflation. So it's outside of the 1 to 3, which is a 21.8% change in purchasing power. So $10,000 worth of stuff in 2017, quarter four, would be $12,793.24 in quarter four. And we could probably argue that the basket of goods is probably bullshit in terms of a metric because we all have an individual rate of inflation. But even then, I went, okay, what does it look like over a quarter of a decade? Because I think people are getting excited that inflation is coming back down the other side. And it's like, okay, it's not a problem anymore, but we have to remember it compounds. So general CPI that cost $10,000 in 1999, quarter four, would cost $18,852.78. So in 25 years, the average compound rate is 2.6%, which is basically at the top of that 1 to 3%, target. So money's been losing its value, and it's a 47% change in purchasing power. So we've lost in 25 years 47% of our purchasing power.
It's just cut in half, man.
Yeah.
And if you imagine, though, in an alternative reality, if you could just put that 10 grand away and it held its purchasing power through all those years, or maybe it didn't even just hold it, it increased its purchasing power. I think that's what we're looking at with Bitcoin. And over time, if you hold for a reasonable, the midterm, it increases its purchasing power as it monetizes into the world's reserve currency. And it's just incredible. And again, it's such a paradigm shift. It's not a low-level thing. This is like a major change, similar to something like the internet or the printing press or one of these other major historical technologies. And that is there's a reason people they can't stop talking about Bitcoin once they understand it. It's like, this is the technology change. And when you point the numbers out like that, because that takes 25 years, people kind of forget, they have short memory spans and they don't realize, like, I remember, I don't know about you, bro, but my first job working, I was at warehouse stationery, I was getting like $8 an hour. Now, what's the minimum wage? It's like $23, $24, something like that. So it's like I was busting myself, an hour, I was getting $8 and that is now only worth, it's like, and that minimum wage has maybe gone up more, but it's just like incredible to me that you're selling your time like that, and then you're losing the value that you were trying to save at the time. It's crazy. And again, that's broken money for you.
Yeah.